Hi, I'm Karla Schaefer, Auntie Speeds designer, and today we're going to do our right angle weave bracelet. First thing I'm going to do is go over the materials and tools needed for the project. We're using about 18 6mm round beads. In this case, I'm using onyx beads, and we're also going to use approximately 100, give or take the size of your bracelet, so approximately 100 4mm bicone beads, and I'm using a light cyan. And also I'm using a simple sterling toggle, and you will also need 2 clamshells or bead tips, and the stringing material we're going to be using is Supplemax, which is a monofilament material. And also for the knotting, I'm going to use just 2 little bitty delicate seed beads. It can be any tiny seed bead. And the tools that we'll be needing will be a pair of nipper tools and a chain nose plier. The first thing that you would need to do is cut off a yard of the Supplemax, and then after you've done that, run the Supplemax through your fingers to kind of get the kinks out of it. It'll kind of be a little wavy if you don't, and I only know this because I didn't do this the first time. And so just run it through a couple of times, and that'll kind of warm it up and make it a little straighter. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take their 2 ends together. We're going to string on 1 6mm round and bring it to the middle, and then we're going to put 2 bicones on either side of the round and drop them all the way down. Okay, so we have them like this. Then we're going to take our left string on the 6mm round, bring it down, and then we're going to cross over with our right thread, which means we're going to run the thread back through the bead and then pull it tight to where it forms a circle. And you'll have something like this. And then all we do is we build upon this until we reach the end, and we're just going to add 2 more red bicones or cyan bicones on either side. And then we're going to again add the 6mm round to our left thread and cross over with the right thread. This is where you're getting the right angle weave. So again, always cross over with your left. Excuse me, always cross over with your right. Load the bead on your left, cross over with the right. I've got 2 more 6mm beads to add on, so I'm adding my 2 bicones to each side. And then again, load the left strand with your 6mm, cross over with the right. And the last one, 2 more bicones on each side. And cross over. Load the left and cross over with the right. Okay. Now that we're at the end of the bracelet, what we're going to do now is we're going to add 2 more to each side, 2 more bicones to each side. And then we're going to add 1 bicone to both strands, which means we're going to put the strands together, and we're going to put 1 strand on both. We're going to attempt to. And then we're going to bring it together. Make sure we get our tension right and tight so that it's all together. Then you're going to take your bead tip, and the bead tip's got a little hook on it, and then or clamshell, and it's got a little opening there. Just kind of spread it open a little bit. And we're going to run the 2 pieces of Supple Max up through the hole of the center of the clamshell. We're going to run it down to the bicone that we have at the bottom, the top on both. And this is a little trick to help your knot stay in your clamshell, is to take just a little seed bead. I'm using just a little delicate bead that I had laying around on my beadboard. String it on 1 thread. Drop it down into the clamshell, and then we're just going to tie a square knot on top of that bead. And a good idea anytime you're knotting with Supple Max or elasticity or silk thread or anything is to use a little hypo cement on the knot. So I'm just going to drop a little glue on the knot. And then you take your chain nose pliers and close the clamshell, and then trim the excess wire. You can also trim the excess wire before you close the clamshell, it doesn't matter. Now for the other end, since we don't have any string, you can take a little scrap that we just cut off if you have enough left. That's what I'm going to do. You're going to run it through the end of the 6mm bead. And again, you're going to add 2 bicones to each end, to each side of the Supple Max. And we're going to create the other end of this bracelet, just like we did that one. And we're going to string 1 on both threads. Alright. Okay, so we have that. And again, I'm going to take another clamshell and just string the clamshell on both of the pieces of Supple Max. I'm going to drop another seed bead. Drop it down into the clamshell and make another square knot. And the square knot is left over right, right over left. Tighten it. I got it caught on the tip. And then apply glue to it. Close the clamshell and trim your wire. And then to apply the clasp, all you have to do is take the loop of the toggle or clasp, put it on the hook, close it with your chain nose pliers, and do the other side. And there you go. You have a completed bracelet.